What's up, guys? I'm fired up today. I am on a mission. I'm on a goal today to make this podcast grow, and I need your guys' help. Look, let me ask you this. Don't click off this episode. Has this episode helped you? Has this podcast helped you? Has this show had anybody on there? If it's not me, if it's not Travis, if it's not Thomas, has it been any guests that have helped you grow in your waterfowl journey and experience? Has it made you laugh? Has it made you cry? Hopefully it hasn't made you cry. But seriously, guys, I am coming to you for help, and you guys have stepped up so many different times. Let me explain this. I'm taking this podcast very, very serious, as you can tell. I hope you've seen tons of new guests come on here. And I've been on the phone, been on Instagram, been on all these platforms, texting people, emailing people, trying to get new guests on here, guests that maybe some podcasts can't even get a hold of. I've been getting a hold of these guys, and they have been so gracious to come on the show. I've asked requests from you guys on Instagram, and you've had people come. I've had people come on already. Maybe you haven't heard them yet because they haven't been on. They've been recorded, but it hasn't released yet. All these different things. 2 to 3 episodes a week. I mean, you got to remember, this is not what I do for a living. I work a full-time job. Actually, I have 3 different jobs. I do Metaflight, I do crop dusting, and I do the sheriff's department. So I'm very busy, highly involved in church, lots of things going on. But I really, really enjoy this. I enjoy your guys' feedback. I enjoy chatting with new people. I mean, it's a benefit to me, right? But I need your guys' help. And in just a minute, I'm going to give you guys something else that is going to benefit you, I feel like, and make you part of this show. That's why I was like, I've been stewing in my mind for the last 6 months. How can I get the listeners more involved? How can I get you guys more part of this? Well, I'm going to give you a little gold nugget surprise here in a minute that I think most of you are really going to like, and that it would really bring you into the podcast, and I mean that literally. Okay, so stay tuned. This is gonna be a super short episode. I wanted to throw this in. In fact, I had to push some other episodes out a little bit to squeeze this in this week. This is gonna be the second of 3 podcasts this week. So this is dropping on Wednesday. The next one is gonna come out on Friday. So we had one Monday with Olivia. If you guys haven't heard that yet, you need to go check it out. She started a YouTube channel. She's 18 years old. She's into waterfowl, into big game, all these things. That's awesome. Now, never, never, ever have I ever asked for money on this podcast. Okay, never once, and I never will. Never will. I'm just asking for 30 seconds of your time right now. Anybody that's listening, there's people in the waterfowl industry that literally charge every month for you to listen to their podcast. You cannot listen to their podcast unless you pay this fee. It may be cheap, but regardless, it's your money, right? And as we all know, gas prices, just inflation, all these things going on. And nobody just has an extra 20, 30, $100 laying around that you want to spend on something. How annoying is it? In fact, the other day, it's funny because I never paid attention to it before until I had my own show, you know? But it's like, I was listening to the radio the other day, and constantly they're asking about money. Can't donate this. We need more. We need $20 more. We need 100. So we just need 5 people to send $500. Guys, I get that. Things cost money. I understand that. But I'm not here asking that. I'm not asking that for you guys, and I never would. I don't think you need to pay something. I don't want to pay something. Me personally, I don't want to pay nothing to listen to, I guess, what we call a modified radio show. You know, it's not live, which radios actually aren't anymore either. But nobody wants to pay for that. I mean, yeah, there's great information. That's great and everything. But I don't think this is a platform we should have to pay for. Okay, so that being said, I'll never charge. I told you that. I'll never charge for you to listen to this podcast. You have my word. That being said, I ask some help from you that cost you nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. Okay? I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for 30 seconds of your time. And that's precious too. People, we are busy. We know that. Everybody's busy. We all have jobs, lives, husbands, wives, kids, girlfriends, boyfriends, all these different things, right? There's all these things bombarding our lives. being part of us. But I'm just telling you right now that I need your help, okay? And it just takes 30 seconds of your time. If you listen on Spotify, please go in there and rate this. Guys, I want this podcast to blow up, and I need your help. It's already blown up, and I never hardly ask these things. I mention that casually, but this is a specific request. Please, like I said, if you've benefited from this podcast at all, just take 30 seconds of your time, figure it out. You're like, I don't know how to do that. Please. I know, don't do it when you're driving. Be safe, okay? But go in there and look on Spotify. If that's what you listen on, right in the top left hand, when you go into Spotify, you can see that there's some stars and some ratings. You can rate this podcast. I want this podcast to hit 500. I'm not setting small goals here. I think they just started doing that on Spotify, so it's only like at 45 or 50, something like that for the MVM show. I want this thing to hit 500. It's so easy because I see the amount of people listening to this. There's a ton of people, and I understand they're not all on Spotify, okay? That being said, if you listen on Apple Podcasts or any platform that lets you rate a review, go in there right now, or when you're not driving, or you got a second and you're on your break at work, whatever it may be, rate it, please. Just rate it. Even if you don't want to write a review about it, or if that, you liked so-and-so, this certain episode, this one really helped you, like to have these guests on again, whatever you want to say in the review, I don't care. But give it a rating, give it 5 stars, give it a review. That actually boosts this. You'd be shocked. And that's why I'm asking for your help. It literally skyrockets this podcast. And I want this podcast you'd be shocked, and I don't want to say because it's not about a bragging game thing, but you'd be shocked of the podcasts that we've been ahead of. Podcasts that have way more episodes, way bigger audience, but on the charts, we've got down to 44 before. And it fluctuates every day, but I'm asking that you guys please do this for us. I appreciate it so much. If anything has helped you on here, maybe you like the guest that's been on here, whatever, go on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and give us a rating and review. One more. This is huge too, and this is what actually would help us. So you guys have the power to help us start getting a little bit of money. We haven't made any money on this podcast at all. We're just trying to put this information, and I've spent hours and hours and hours with guests having episodes. We're at like 172 now, and hours editing. So I'm putting the time in it because I care and I want to see this thing grow, and I love the community. And again, stay tuned because I'm going to give you something that I think I'm giving back to you guys. You guys skyrocketed the MVM Show YouTube channel. That it's a podcast where it's all videos, so you can actually watch it and see the guest people here and all that stuff. Okay, you guys did this back before waterfowl season 2021, 2022. You guys jumped at like, I don't remember, like 200 or 300 subs really quick, and I appreciate that so much. Really, you guys are helping us. I think we're at 760 subscribers now. I want to hit 1,000. When we hit 1,000, and you guys hit the thumbs up button on the videos, and you subscribe, and we hit 1,000, we can actually start making some money and start maybe have more guests on that normally wouldn't come, and upgrade the equipment and do better. I would love to have it where like the cameras are higher quality cameras and they're shooting to different guys that are speaking. I mean, just like all the really nice ones do, right? So that's what would help that. There's nothing else I would use that for. Share this podcast. Share it around. Share it if you watch on the YouTube channel. Share it, the MVM Show, to someone else and say, "Man, this really helped me. Check it out," or "You should check these guys out." Or share it on Spotify, or share it on Instagram, or share it on whatever. So I'm just asking for your help, and I'm going to end it there, and I won't keep bugging you guys about it. But my goal is to get this podcast in the top 20 podcasts. Okay, I know it's doable. I know we can do it, and it takes your guys' help. Me putting the content out with the guests, and you guys just taking 30 seconds and boom, hit 5 stars. Write a rating, write a review. Go on Spotify, go on Apple Podcasts, go whatever platform you're on. Go on YouTube, hit subscribe. You don't have to, if you don't want to watch it on there, that's totally fine. But at least we just got to hit 1,000. So I'm needing your guys' help. All right. That being said, that is all I'm going to say about that. I felt like there was something else I wanted to say. But I think that's it. So that was off of my notes. Now, how I want to give back to you even more than we already have. It's called Teleby. So what this is like, how can I get I want to talk to the people that listen and subscribe. Oh, by the way, subscribe to him. If you have a button on there on the audio podcast that says subscribe, that helps boosts it too. It moves us way up on the charts. But how I want to give back to you guys is like, man, how can I have their voice, literal voice, on the show? Like a radio, like, back in the day when people still, they call in. It's not necessarily live, but they record. And then it's played over the radio, and then they answer the question. That's what I want to do for you guys, and I finally figured out how to do it. So I want you guys, even if it's a 5-second question, if it's 10 seconds. So this thing that I'm going to share with you guys is you go put this in your browser, and you can go right there, and it's so easy. It's literally, you put this in your browser, the link I'm going to give you. So it's say hi, like say hi, sayhi.chat / the MVM Show. Okay, write that down. I'll say it again like probably 3 or 4 more times throughout this episode. I'm getting close to being done. Say hi, sayhi. You don't have to put nothing in front of that. sayhi.chat / the MVM Show. Hit enter. And what it's going to do is it's going to take you to a page that it says basically, says you'll see a picture of the background of the podcast. You'll see me, Tom's Talon. And then it says state your name and ask away. So just get on there and say, hey, this is Joe Blow. I'm just calling up to say, whatever, like listen to the guy's show. I just gave you a rating review. And I wanted to ask, how do you guys go about scouting? Whatever it is. And actually, I'm going to play somebody. His name's, I don't want to misquote it, but Jeremy Shaver. Thank you, Jeremy. So I'm going to play it so you guys can actually hear what it sounds like and the whole concept and idea. It's literally like a radio station. So that's what I want to offer back. Me, Thomas, Travis are going to come in here, be ready, and I want you guys to bombard and fill up this deal with questions, with your name and question, or just want to say anything. I mean, you don't even have to be a question. Maybe give a testimonial of maybe how one of the guests that came on helped you, or maybe something Travis or Tom said helped you. I mean, the sky's the limit, however you guys want to do it. But what's cool is I'm going to play you guys while we're recording, and we can basically be answering it with you, your voice recorded. And I think that's a big factor. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that's pretty cool? I do. I mean, I think that's great. And I love to hear what your guys' voices sound like. We get the messages on Instagram, Facebook, all those things, and we answer them when we do these kind of things, but you're not really involved. I think, we can't just give our number away and have all these people calling in and do it live and everything, but this gives it the best opportunity. And we'll do everybody that sends one in. Even, hey, check this out. Trump called in the other day. Let's see what he has to say here. If I can get this volumes right.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh,
and
there he is.
I have a major issue with the handsome-looking large gentleman on episode 167 doing his impersonation of me. Not appreciated, although it was absolutely fantastic. I think that you should ask me to be on your show if you really wanted my
Trump,
input.
what's coming on?
And I would give it to you. It would be the best input, and it would be the most informative. And honestly, your podcast would shoot way up on the charts.
I agree with that.
It would be stupendous. Although, beware, if you do ask me to come on, which I might, it might be pulled off of YouTube and other platforms. So heads up. But if you want me, all you have to do is ask, and I will provide the best information. Thank you.
Okay, well, we know who we're asking on. I guess Trump said Trump just sent that in. Thank you, Trump, for asking to be involved. I appreciate that. That means a lot, actually. So you get the idea, okay? Also, now I'm actually gonna take one. This is the only person that put in because I only put this on Instagram. I just wanted to test it out. So one guy, Jeremy Shaver, actually came in. You have a 1-minute window, so you can record for 5 seconds, or you can record up to a minute, and you can keep redoing it if you feel like you mess up and redo it. The user interface is so ridiculously easy. Like, guys, literally you push the button that says press to begin recording. I mean, that's that easy. And then you can confirm before you send it off. And then I get notified and get emails. I'm excited about this. I want to record this and put it out the same day I record it, but I already had an episode drop today. So that is it. I'm going to pretty much call that good with that. Now let me play this. So again, to get you the idea, do a Q&A, just talk in, say, hey guys, appreciate the show, whatever you want to do. But here it is. We'll end with this one, and I'll answer the question, and then we'll end the podcast. And then I can't wait for you guys to bombard this. So remember, it's sayhi.chat/the MVM Show, and I'll put the link in the descriptions as well. So here's one from Jeremy Shaver.
Hey, thanks guys for everything you do. My name is Jeremy, and I'm also a duck hunter in Northern California, Sac Valley, Delta area, and I'm an aspiring YouTube content producer. And I'm slowly partnering with other brands like High and Dry, like the Marsh Utility Pole Company out of Texas. Guys like that are awesome. But I was just wondering how you guys build your brand or your channel as you did. You guys are producing great content, whether it be through thumbnails or editing or just making it interesting overall. How did you guys do it, and what other advice could you provide for guys like me? Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. I recognize that name. I don't know if you've commented on videos in the past or emails or something. I feel like I've seen that name before, and I appreciate you reaching out and asking that question. Man, that is, you know what? I used to, at the beginning, I used to go email people, ask people, and this, I'm talking about probably like 3-4 years ago. Hey, would you like to work with us? This is what we have to offer. This is what our following is, yada, yada, yada. And really, I would send out like 20 emails professionally done. At least I thought so. With links and all that good stuff, and maybe one out of all that would respond, and it never ended up working out because it was just like either they didn't have to take the time, or it was like I was always having to push them to like do what they said they were going to do and fulfill their end of the bargain. And then basically you're promoting people for free and they're not doing anything in return for you. And again, that's not even why we do the channel, as I'm assuming that's not why you do it either, but it's nice working with people, right? Building relationships. What really happened is just kept growing and kept building the channel, kept trying to upgrade camera equipment. If whatever little bit of money that would come in from the channel, which I didn't even know about that when I first started, that was even a possibility. When that would come in, all I've ever used that money for is to upgrade camera gear, and that ain't cheap. And so I was just trying to make the quality better, go from this to this to this. That's just something I'm all picky about. And then I guess, as the growth happened, which last year didn't grow that good, but every channel goes through its waves, I guess. But people actually started reaching out to me. They started messaging me on Instagram, bigger, like, Heavy Shot. I mean, they reached out to me. That was mind blowing to me. Like, that is my favorite ammo by far that I shot out of my gun and all that stuff. And I almost fell out of my chair when I got messaged. In fact, I just called Tom Strike. I go, can you believe this? I don't know what made them. I don't know if they just seen us using their stuff. In fact, it's funny because in all reality, there was some videos, if you go back on the patterning videos, that I was saying, hey, this shell pattern's better out of my gun and this certain choke than Heavy Shot's brand. Like, I don't remember if it was Heavy Metal. I was never, and they watched all those videos, so why would they reach out to me if I was saying this brand shot better out of this? I mean, that's just the reality, right? Doesn't mean their ammo's not good. So I'm very unbiased, and I don't know if that's what helped, and I just tried to be honest about everything. And then they reached out to me, and man, the rest is history. I mean, we went up there, visited their factory. We have a video on that, going through and seeing how all their shot shells are made up there in Oregon. This is so cool, in Sweet Home, Oregon. And then we're still working with them. In fact, we got big things this year coming up. I'm excited too, and great people, super down to earth, and you'd be surprised how little of a amount of people work there to make that thing so successful. So yeah, that was one that happened. It just happens organically. It's so much better that way. If you can I know it's kind of hard. You want to ask, and I think there's nothing wrong with that either. But the more you grow and just do your best, the more other people will reach out to you without you having to reach out to them, which again, I've done both. And I've worked with some people that I reached out to, and it worked out fine, maybe for a year or two. But anyways, thumbnails, Man, I'm learning that. You need to talk to Matt from High Prairie Sportsman. He's got it figured out. I'm telling you, he's got insane views last year. I don't know. It is insane. But just I don't know. You just got to think of the stuff in advance, right? When you're like, okay, you're already thinking when you're hunting, okay, how am I going to do this thumbnail, and what's the best way it's going to, pose, it's going to look. So I don't know. There's a lot of things, man. I hope I'm even answering your question, but just put good content out. And if you want to reach out to people, again, like I've done it, just write something up very professional and send out to a bunch of people. It can get discouraging at times, I know, because you're like, man, I'm putting good content and stuff, but it is what it is. People will notice you. Trust me. People will notice you if you're putting stuff out there. Now, I will say this, the waterfowl YouTube market is so bombarded. That's a part of the reason why the views and stuff, there's so many other channels out there for people to watch, and that's good. I'm glad. New faces, people get tired of some faces and move on to new ones. I totally understand that. So just put it out there, man. Do stuff different. My friend from, if you're in Northern California, like you're saying, you've got so many opportunities, try fishing and try all these other things. I've tried it. I've really had nothing take off crazy, but you never know. It's weird. The video think that won't do anything takes off. So anyways, hopefully I somewhat answered that question. Appreciate you calling in, and I am looking forward to the rest of you guys and the questions you guys have and being involved in this podcast. I want your voice to be heard on the MVM show. So go do that right now. Send us in some stuff. Send us in some questions. Send us in some feedback. Send us in a cool story that you had from last season that maybe you can stay under a minute, and certain times I can up that timeline so we can have you guys more tell a story and give you more time. But this is really cool. I'm excited about it. So again, I'm ending it here. Say hi.chat/the MVM show. Say hi, SAYHI .chat, CHAT/the MVM show. Check it out, guys, and looking forward to hear back from you guys.